My entitled sister was sad that I was cured of cancer because she now needs to go to college instead of inheriting my fortune. I just graduated from college and landed my dream job at a tech startup. The diagnosis came during my new hire health screening. Within a week, my life imploded, but I had good insurance, some savings, and stock options that were about to vest. The startup had gone public 6 months earlier, and my options were worth about $400,000 on paper. Megan was 19, a sophomore who'd already changed majors 3 times and was failing half her classes. She'd been telling our parents that college wasn't for her, and she needed time to find herself, which meant shopping and partying on their dime. But suddenly, when I got sick, she became a devoted sister. She moved back home to help with my care. She drove me to exactly 2 chemo appointments before deciding it was too emotionally traumatic for her. But she made sure to post Instagram stories from the hospital parking lot with captions like, "Supporting my brave warrior sister," and "Family over everything." 3 months into treatment, when I was at my sickest, Megan asked if she could be added to my bank account to help manage bills while you're too weak. I said no. She cried to our parents that I didn't trust her, that she was trying to help, that the stress of my rejection was affecting her mental health. Then she found out about the stock options. I'd mentioned them to our dad during a conversation about disability leave. Megan Googled the company, saw the stock price, did the math, and suddenly became very interested in my end-of-life planning. "You really should have a will," she said one day while I was puking from chemo, "just in case. I could inherit everything as your only sibling, and I promise I'd honor your memory. I'm not dying, Megan. But the doctor said there's a 30% chance you might not. 70% survival rate," I corrected. She looked genuinely disappointed. Megan started making plans she thought I couldn't hear. She was on the phone with her friend Alexis, talking about how she'd drop out of college once she inherited my money, travel through Europe, maybe start a lifestyle blog. She'd already picked out the apartment she wanted in Manhattan. She mentioned that my diagnosis was honestly a blessing in disguise, because now she wouldn't need student loans. But here's the sick part. She actively tried to sabotage my recovery. She'd forget to pick up my medications. She'd bring home sick friends during flu season. She threw away my special nutrition shakes because they were taking up fridge space, and bought regular ones, knowing I couldn't tolerate them. She told people I was getting worse when my oncologist said I was responding well to treatment. 6 months in, my scans showed significant improvement. The tumors were shrinking. I cried with joy. Megan cried too, but not from happiness. "They said stage 3, she kept repeating. "Stage 3 is serious. Are they sure the scans are right?" She actually asked my doctor if there was a chance they'd mixed up my results with someone else's. When he assured her the improvement was real, she asked about recurrence rates, secondary cancers, and long-term side effects that could be fatal. The doctor looked disturbed. "Your sister is responding remarkably well. This is wonderful news." "Right," Megan said flatly. "Wonderful." That night, I heard her on the phone with her boyfriend. "I already told my roommate I wasn't coming back next semester. This is so embarrassing. Everyone thinks I'm about to be rich." My friend Emma was visiting the next day when Megan's mask finally slipped completely. Emma was congratulating me on my improving blood work when Megan interrupted. "Don't get too excited. Remission doesn't mean cured. 70% of lymphoma patients relapse within 5 years. I've done the research. That's not even remotely accurate," Emma said. She would know. She was in medical school. "Well, the internet says the internet doesn't override actual oncology stats," Emma shot back. Megan lost it. "You don't get it. I put my life on hold for this. I've been here, suffering, watching my sister die, and now suddenly she's fine. What about everything I've sacrificed?" "What exactly did you sacrifice?" I asked from my bed. "I was supposed to study abroad this semester. I gave that up to be here for your final months. Do you know how much that program costs? And now you're just getting better?" "My friends already threw me a grief support party." Emma was recording on her phone. I didn't know it then, but she'd been documenting Megan's behavior for weeks, sensing something was off. Megan was spiraling. "I can't afford college. Our parents spent everything on her treatment. I was counting on that life insurance. This isn't fair." Emma kept recording as Megan had a complete meltdown, admitting she'd already taken out private loans, assuming she'd pay them back with my life insurance, that she'd promised her boyfriend a car with my money, that she'd been secretly selling my belongings on Facebook Marketplace because you won't need them anyway. The video went to our parents that night. She was kicked out that night. Our parents made her return to college and get a job to pay them back for the medical expenses they'd covered while she was stealing from me. Megan dropped out of college eventually. Last I heard, she was selling essential oils on Facebook and claiming they cure cancer. She posted that my remission was thanks to the lavender oil she diffused in my room, not the chemo.